Tensions along the Pakistan-Afghanistan frontier have flared up yet again, with fresh fighting reported in eastern Nangarhar just days after Pakistani airstrikes struck targets inside Afghan territory. While Islamabad insists it was acting against terror sanctuaries, Kabul alleges these strikes killed civilians, including women and children. The latest escalation puts Pakistan's counter-terror strategy under scrutiny and deepens concerns over its increasing regional isolation.
Fresh fighting broke out recently between Afghanistan and Pakistani forces in eastern Nangarhar, with both sides reportedly using heavy artillery. Casualties have already been confirmed. The clashes come just days after Pakistan carried out late-night airstrikes inside Afghan territory, and Operation Kabul says struck residential compounds rather than militant camps. Entire structures in Gardi Khas village were reduced to rubble, with families trapped beneath debris. Rescue efforts are still underway as villagers dig through collapsed homes in search of survivors.
د ننګرهار ولایت بیسود ولسوالۍ اړوند ګردي کس سیمه کې د شپې 12 بجې د پنجابي دښمن جټ تیارو بمباران کړی دی او په نتیجه کې زموږ عام ولس زنانه ماشومان سپینګیري په ډېره بېرحمۍ سره د شپې په ناوخته په دې روژه کې شهیدان کړي دي او دې سره یو لوی جنایت تر سره شوی دی.
دا د شپې 12 بجې چې کله تیاره راغله وګرځېدله موږ ویلې که زلزله د غون خلک کورونه کوټونه بار راووته د هغې نه وروسته بمبار یې وکړو. بیا چې موږ دې کور ته رالو دې کور کې یو کس ژوندی پاتې و، نور 2-3 کسان یې نور هم ایستلي خپل، باقي چې 17 کسان غون شهیدان شوي.
Taliban officials have condemned the strikes as a blatant violation of Afghan sovereignty. Islamabad insists the operation was intelligence-based selective targeting of 7 terrorist hideouts belonging to the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and the Islamic State Khorasan province. Pakistani authorities claim the strikes were retaliation for recent suicide attacks, including the bombing of a mosque in Islamabad and an assault in Bannu that killed security personnel. However, critics argue that Pakistan's repeated reliance on cross-border force reflects a deeper failure, its long-standing policy of cultivating and tolerating terrorist networks that have now turned against it.
Pakistan and Afghanistan have been having a running, feud over their borders for quite some time. Of course, historically always, right? And surprisingly for Pakistan, when Taliban came to power, it assumed that Taliban would very much look up to Pakistan for guidance in terms of foreign affairs and strategic security relations. Taliban clearly did not want that. And there are differences. One. Secondly, yes, Pakistan is facing, radicalism, of course, and terrorism inside its own territory, especially on the Afghan border, Afghan-Pakistan border.
For years, Islamabad has accused Kabul of harboring terrorists, but the Taliban administration has consistently denied allowing Afghan soil to be used for attacks inside Pakistan. The latest strikes come despite recent diplomatic gestures, including the Saudi-mediated release of 3 Pakistani soldiers by Kabul. Instead of de-escalation, the region has witnessed renewed artillery exchanges and rising civilian casualties. Kabul has vowed a major but firm response, warning it will not remain silent in the face of what it calls aggression. Security analysts note that since the Taliban's return to power in 2021, Pakistan's western border has become increasingly unstable. Militant ambushes, suicide bombings, and cross-border shelling have intensified, exposing Islamabad's internal security vulnerabilities. Funerals for police officers killed in recent militant attacks in northwest Pakistan further underscore the deteriorating security environment. The porous frontier, long shaped by Islamabad's strategic depth doctrine, now appears to be a blowback zone where militant groups once seen as assets have evolved into liabilities.